Well, here we are in one of Van Meter's Astoria models, and we're getting ready to do our EnergyStar test to make sure we qualify to the EnergyStar standards. Everybody, meet Mitch. Say hi, Mitch.
How you doing?
Mitch, what are you about to do here?
Getting ready to start the blower door test, which is pretty much going to take the whole house down to a negative pressure, and then that'll give us a reading on how much new air is coming in from leakage areas.
Well, let's see how it works.
All right. It's all connected to the computer,
So
it's kind of dummy proof once you get everything set up and going here.
And so after the end of the test, we'll see whether this house is energy efficient or not, whether or not there's any leaks.
Yeah, exactly. We're just taking one ring off now. Pretty much the different rings actually do different pressures. So with the square footage of this house, we're going to go down to ring A.
How many tests like this do you do on a single house?
On a single house, we do a rough-in inspection where we'll come in and check all the insulation, make sure it looks good and everything is where it needs to be. And then we'll also do this blower door test and then a duct leakage test. The computer will actually take 100 different samples at each pressure setting. Like it'll start at a negative 50 pressure for the house, and then you can kind of hear the fan slowing down. It'll go down in increments to a 45, a 40, 35, and at each spot it'll take 100 different readings to try and get an average accurate at each one.
Okay, so that I can understand it, it's actually taking measurements throughout the entire house, or at least this level of the house.
It's doing the whole house at once.
It's doing the whole house at a single time. And in order to get an EnergyStar certification, we at Van Meter have to be within a certain level, have to achieve certain standards.
And that all depends on the square footage of each house.
Mitch, I assume it's a bit of a challenge to meet the standards of EnergyStar. What does a home builder have to do in order to make that happen in regards to things such as windows, insulation, things like that?
Well, we're mainly just looking for pretty much as tight of a house as possible. So insulation on your 2x4 walls got to be R13, 2x6 walls has to be R19, where some builders will just put R13 in everything. Windows kind of fluctuates. There's different U values, which is the reflectiveness of the window, and like your guys have the Geldwin, and they are like high energy windows which reflects more of the sunlight, so that in the summertime it doesn't take in all that heat and keeps the cool air inside. And then there on the computer, the red blocks are actually 100 samples at each pressure setting, so you just want them steadily going downhill. Less leakage at less pressure.
I noticed some wires over here attached to the blower. Can you tell us what they're all about? A red and a green.
The green hose actually goes outside and pulls in a measurement for the pressure outside, and then the red hose is connected to the top of the fan, which gets your pressure at the fan. And on that, where the two empty brass taps are there on the box, is in reference to the inside house pressure. So it can just make sure everything stays equivalent as it goes through different pressure settings there.
Just suppose we fail this test today. What happens then?
If it does happen to fail, which I don't think I've had any Van Meter fail yet, we can go through and look for where we might find easy leakage points, like maybe a window is installed a little wrong and we need to just adjust that, or sometimes the doors need a little bit of adjustment there. Just kind of troubleshoot different things.
Mitch, it looks like we passed.
Yep, we got the 5-star rating, which all of them do get if they pass the right. As you can see on here, they kind of have the numbers there. Your HERS index rating is an 80, which an average house being built now is 100, so this is actually 20% more efficient than your average home.
Wow. It just seems to me that along with all the other checklist things that Van Meter does, all the warranties, and an EnergyStar certification, it makes the cost of ownership that much, well, lower. That's what it's all about here, so that you're going to be have an energy efficient home for many, many years to come. Mitch, thank you so much for explaining all this.
No problem.